Oh my god. 587, 578 is ridiculous.
I got this!
Damn, bro. We both suck.
He's just standing there, menacingly!
Damn. What's going on, guys? Slimy on here. Welcome back to Battlefield 6. Today I want to talk about my feelings towards this game and the state it's in right now, which some would argue is not in the best situation. So starting off, as of recording this, it is January 29th, 2026, and the game has come out. It came out in October, early October, and we have gotten Season 1, which came with 2 new maps, one at launch and then one later on. A few new weapons, a few cosmetics, but other than that, the game has felt pretty dry. Like I was saying, it's January now, and we are still in Season 1 of this game with fairly limited content. Given we did get 2 new maps, but they're not the greatest. I'm a big fan of Blackwell Fields, but a lot of people don't like it. And then the California map, it's good, it's alright, nothing crazy. But I'm really expecting more from this game. It's been almost, or actually over 3 months now, and it feels like we're just kind of in a stall mode waiting for Season 2, which I don't think this game needs to be in. EA may be thinking because Call of Duty is doing so poorly right now that they have a chance to kind of just sit back and relax. They need to lock in here. This is the time to really show what Battlefield can do at full strength. None of this waiting around and seeing how things play out on their end. They need to put out tons and tons of content. And just recently, they announced that Season 2 is actually going to be delayed by basically a month. It was planned to be releasing January 20th? And now it's not even coming out until February 17th. Once again, not a good look for the company or the game. Battlefield in the past has been known to be poorly managed and not the best public reputation. And this just sets back the game even further with even more delayed content. With Season 2, they have announced at least one new map coming out, at least one that they've told us about. And it's named Contaminated. It's supposed to be similar to St. Quentin Scar from Battlefield 1, which is a great map, kind of a old English field or a French field with a little village in the middle. Looks like it should be pretty good. All we really have is this screenshot to work off of, so we'll see how it plays out. And also, for some reason, they're choosing to keep it in Battlefield Labs, which, if you're not familiar, Battlefield Labs is their testing grounds where they have early play testers play through whatever the content is, a game or a map, and I guess get all the bugs out or figure out the mechanics and the way the map flows, which I think is a bit excessive. I really don't think that they need that level of detail in how a map plays out and everything for essentially the third map they're adding. I mean, in my opinion, they should be pumping out maps. There's no reason to be stalling this long. With Season 2, it's highly rumored that the Little Bird, the small version of the helicopter, the little buzzard, should be making an appearance, which for you airborne soldiers are probably rejoicing right now. On Battlefield 2042, people were disgusting with that helicopter, and I'm sure they're just excited as all be, just waiting to get their hands on that helicopter, do some disgusting work up in the skies. I will be shooting them down, that's for sure. I'm not an airborne guy. I do not like the air controls in this game for helicopters. I'm sure you helicopter folk are rejoicing right now with the fact that this little helicopter is coming. It's going to be extremely nimble, lightweight, super agile, very fast, probably not very many missiles, but tons and tons of miniguns and different attachments for that. I can see these becoming a very big nuisance in the game. And from the images that we've gotten on the teaser trailer, the cosmetics and the battle pass itself seems to be themed around gas, or I don't know, some gas mask theme. So we'll see what that looks like. Cosmetics aren't really a big draw for this game, which is fine. I understand the controversy of a realistic shooter having crazy cosmetics like Call of Duty has, and you know, Beavis and Butthead being added to the previous Call of Duty, and not a lot of people were happy about that. And even in 2042, the amount of cosmetics in there were, I would say, pretty light, but people were absolutely up in arms when a new cosmetic came out for a certain operator and it had a little bit too much bright blue on it, which I think is a little bit ridiculous. I think the cosmetics in this game, especially from Season 1, are just a little bit too muted, but I can definitely respect them for not going overboard, because people would just go crazy and yell up in Reddit about how terrible the game is becoming, how COD-like, COD gamers need to stay out of this game and all that. But I'm a little more nuanced on this. I think you could have a little bit of both and still maintain the realism that this game and this franchise is known for. Something I have to reiterate again, EA, if you are listening, drop more content. I can't explain how frustrating it is to have a game this good with basically nothing to do. I mean, right now I'm working on my weapons. I have quite a few level 50 weapons already, but after that, there's really nothing to do but just play the game for fun, which I understand is a big part of the game. You're here to have fun, but there's nothing new. There's nothing exciting about the game that's going to keep people interested. With a game, even though it's not very similar, Arc Raiders is doing phenomenal right now, and they're adding content here and there, small bits and pieces, just to keep them involved and wanting more and not drying up their interest in the game. That being said, there are a few maps that I feel could easily be implemented into this game while still maintaining the realism aspect. Some great maps that they could bring back pretty easily are Monte Grappa, Operation Metro, Siege of Shanghai, or like Parcel Storm. All these maps from Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1, Battlefield 3 for that matter, could easily, I feel, be implemented with this kind of style and level of detail. I mean, the groundwork is there. And not saying, I'm no developer, trust me, but I just feel like it could be easily done with the amount of team that they have behind this game. I mean, EA was bought for how many billions of dollars just a couple months ago? I really feel like there's no excuse for them to not easily bring back some of this stuff. And they're even trying to shoulder some of this creativity to the player base for some reason, which I'm all for player created environments and content because it keeps a game alive even when there's no content. But I don't think it should be an excuse to not make the content. The EA community experiences on this game were basically dead on arrival. I mean, they took out the biggest part of that experience, which was being able to still progress your character and challenges and stuff like that through whatever method you want. I feel that level of involvement with the community would just greatly increase how many people want to play this game. I'm sure, I haven't looked at the numbers recently, but I know they're not nearly up there like they used to be around launch. And I feel like it's a big mistake that they kind of let the EA experiences, community experiences, whatever you want to call it, just kind of wither away. They originally came out with full XP, full challenge progression, and people, it was really fun trying to get sniper challenges done on them, or just messing around with a bunch of bots with a whole lot of people and still getting rewarded for doing so. The Battlefield community experiences was such a big hit when it dropped. There was so much potential from people making different kinds of maps, different challenges and stuff like that. Very creative, not even, you couldn't even tell it's Battlefield. That on launch, you basically couldn't even get into lobbies, or you couldn't, at least you couldn't create your own lobbies. It was so packed with people trying to come up with new stuff and find little XP glitches or XP roundabouts, which I think is totally fine. Remember, 2042 had almost the identical community experiences tab, given it wasn't as versatile with the map creation and how different you can make things. But people would use that all the time for this guy. People would use that all the time for boosting their XP level or whatever. And honestly, people didn't care. I mean, a lot of people didn't care about that game in general, but it didn't break the game. It didn't take away from what I thought was still a fun experience at the end of the day. If people want to go out there and get leveled in 1,000 or whatever, let them get it. Like, if you really care about it so much, maybe have a different XP for community experiences versus real multiplayer experience. I don't know. Do something, because it's just for people who want to play this more casually and want to hop into some community-made experiences. Oh, okay. Game ended. You were disconnected from the game. Okay. Anyways, like I was saying, for the more casual audience who just want to hop in and do a couple games or even dabble around with the community experiences, I don't see that's a big issue for them not being able to progress their characters, challenges, and so forth. So that's all I really have to yap about. The game is obviously telling me to just get off. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.